I've been making Fallout videos for a little while now, some of them involving lore, and I had a thought. How well does my audience know Fallout lore? And what better way to find out than to host a quiz show? So I put out an announcement, threw together a little form to pick out the best and brightest, and waited. And after a grueling 2 weeks, we had our contestants. Let's meet them.
I am Zon. I'm a random person who is around the internet. I've been a fan of Fallout for many, many years, so this should be fun.
Hello, my name is Michael. I just got back from New York City, where I lasted as long as I could in a mosh pit, and I've got a cat that is co-participating with me, who decides that whenever I talk, it's time for him to talk, so he's going to be in the background a little bit.
Celium. I've been a fan of Fallout for a bit, and I admit I spent a bit too long on the wiki when I should have been doing other stuff, just like absentmindedly reading through it.
I'm Jazz for Your Soul. I've fell in love with the Fallout series when I was playing it over at my buddy's house in like 2013 or something.
And which Fallout is your favorite game?
I mean, it's definitely New Vegas. It was the first one I played, and I just played it for so long.
New Vegas. I'm a little biased with Fallout 4 because it takes place in Massachusetts, my home, but New Vegas will forever be my favorite.
Oh, New Vegas.
My favorite Fallout game is probably New Vegas, which is very basic, but it's my personal favorite.
All right, no more stalling. Let's get into the quiz. Feel free to pause the video at points to play along, and let me know your final score in the comments below. Welcome to Grok's very cool Fallout quiz show. It's going to be a pretty simple one, multiple choice, increasing difficulty over time. Normal quiz show stuff. And let's get started. Let's keep things easy at first, do a little warm up, and we'll ramp things up. Which animal mutated into the Deathclaw? The Komodo dragon, the Jackson chameleon, the Panther chameleon, or the helmeted chameleon?
Well, I know it's not the Komodo dragon. I know it's a chameleon. I'm going to go with D.
I think I definitively remember this. It is the Jackson one. Toby.
Whee!
Alright, there it is.
Gotta be the Jackson chameleon. Truly ferocious. What was the Brotherhood of Steel's goal in the Capital Wasteland? Activate Project Purity to clean the water, find every intact pre-war book, end slavery, or find advanced power armor?
It definitely wasn't either of the kind of noble goals. I think it was it for an advanced suit of power armor?
Yeah, it would be A.
Bam.
I'm going to go with A.
It was activating Project Purity. They do not really care about slavery, it seems. Which group is referred to as the Boogeyman of the Commonwealth? This one should be very easy. The Gunners, the Super Mutants, the Institute, or the Nuka World Raiders?
That is C, the Institute. I don't even need to think about that one.
It's the Institute. I know this again. Everyone's terrified of them.
It would be C. The Institute.
We switched it over to calligraphy pen font.
And it's the Institute, obviously. They love to kidnap people to, Who is the super mutant sheriff of Broken Hills in Jacobstown? You're gonna be Fox, Melchior, Marcus, or Lenny?
Okay, yeah, I know this one. There's no deliberation needed.
Another one I don't really need to think about. It's Marcus, my boy.
Marcus, obviously.
That would be C. Marcus. Okay. C. Marcus.
Gotta be Marcus. For a bonus point, what is the name of the Brotherhood Paladin he befriended?
I can't remember. No, I can't think of it for the life of me.
It wasn't Jacob, because I remember learning about that being the reason. I genuinely can't remember.
You know what? I don't know the answer, so I'm just gonna say the name of my paladin from D&D. It's Elfrot Yanel. Just shot in the dark, maybe.
Is it Jacob? Is it Paladin Jacob?
I'm so glad that one of you got. You're the only person who got that right.
Awesome.
And that blows my mind because it's right. Literally.
He talks about that in New Vegas. Like he names the town after Jacob.
That's it for the easy questions, and we don't have any clear leader right now with a three-way tie. Let's see if we can break that up. Ramping things up a little bit. Things are going to be a little bit tougher, but I believe in you guys. You got this. What location did the NCR and the Brotherhood fight over in the Mojave? Is it the Repcon test site, the Hoover Dam, Helios 1, or Camp McCarran?
I mean, you said we're moving on to the medium questions, but I don't see a difference yet.
Helios 1 for whatever, for the, obviously, Archimedes Elijah was trying to find.
C. Helios 1.
That is another one that is easy for me. That is Helios 1, C.
It was Helios 1, the whole Operation Sunburst thing. The Brotherhood and the NCR did originally fight over Hoover Dam in the drafts for Van Buren, but that didn't pan out, obviously. So, what is the name of the think tank member that specializes in robotics? Is it O, I, or O?
I'm regretting my chirp a second ago.
What? Think tank member.
Think tank member.
0. The highest intelligence check in the game is put a slash through a 0.
Well, that would be O or 0.
Okay, yeah, I think I got it.
It's D. It's O.
It is O, 0. Interchangeable, same thing. And he does share a voice with Rusty Venture from the Venture Brothers, which you should go watch in full right now. Which wasteland fruit seeds cause hallucinations? Is it mute fruit, tarberry, punga fruit, or starlight berries?
I'm gonna say mute fruit.
C. Punga fruit.
Okay, I'm being stumped now, but we're gonna go for C.
The punga fruit from the Point Lookout DLC is what causes the big hallucination sequence in Point Lookout. So I'm going to go with C, punga fruit.
It's going to be punga fruit. If you didn't play Point Lookout, then there is no way you would have known this, and I forgive you. But you should play it. It's probably the best part of Fallout 3. Who was the president of the Enclave in Fallout 2? Is it Dick Richardson, Rich Dickerson, Nick Dixon, or Daniel Bird? Is that going to get me demonetized?
I want all of these to be right. These are great names.
A lot of dicks.
A lot of dicks.
Who's Daniel Bird? It's A.
There's a lot of dicks. That would be A. Dick Richardson.
If you're trying to trip me up, then I don't have to understand the real answer. I have to look at which 3 of these seem similar enough and then
Yeah.
take the 4th one out. Another shot in the dark. There we go. That's not a P, by the way. It's a D.
It's one of the 2. It's one of the first 2. I am gonna take a leap and go Rich Dickerson. You know what? I'll back out. I'll say A because A does seem familiar now that I'm looking at both of them. I think it's A.
It is Dick Richardson. God, look at that. Ugh. Real tongue-in-cheek, by the way. No more medium questions, let's check the scores. We still have a tie between Jazz and Zahn, with the other 2 trailing close behind. Next up. Alright, hard. Things are getting serious. There's no shame in getting things wrong now, but try your best. You got this. Who led China in the Battle of Anchorage? Was it General Su, Sun Jian, Commander Zhao, or General Jing Wei?
Okay. Bam. C. I don't even have to think about it. No deliberation.
I want to say Commander Zhao was the dude on the submarine in Fallout 4, so I think it was General Jingwei because I think it was somebody with a rank that you do fight at the end with Operation Anchorage.
Oh, wait. I already wrote it down. I think it's wrong, but I already wrote it down. I just said stay humble, and then I wasn't humble, so I'm going to take my licks.
It's C. I feel like I remember him being the boss at the end of Anchorage.
General Jingwei. Zhao was the guy in the submarine, I remembered.
It was General Jing Wei. Yeah, he's in Operation Anchorage, and again, if you didn't beat that DLC, then there's no way you would have known, and there's no shame in it. That DLC sucks though, so it's fine. Which of these groups uses celebrities like Juan Cruz to bring in recruits? Is it the Children of the Cathedral, the Children of Adam, Hobologists, or the Pillars of the Community?
All right, yeah, these did get up in in difficulty. It's definitely not the Children of Adam. I'll just, why not?
It is C, the Hobologists, because they are a play on Scientology.
I think it's going to be C, Hobologists,
The
because
Hobologists?
they're supposed to be a parody of Scientologists who famously use celebrities to bring in new recruits.
It's the Hobologists, isn't it? Definitely. I remember it was it's one of those moments in Fallout 2 that really just reminds you it's a game from the late 90s specifically.
Yeah, it's going to be the Hobologists. Juan Cruz is a different type of celebrity, and the Hobologists are definitely not a reference to a real-world group / potential cult at all. And Juan Cruz is totally not a reference to a real person either. What is Mr. House's middle name? Is it Edwin, Edward, Edsworth, or Eduardo?
Oh goodness.
It's either Edward or Edwin.
So I've got A or B. I just definitely remember Robert Ed W. House.
I would say A.
I want to do A, Edwin.
I'm gonna go with Edwin. Final answer.
Say
So-
Edwin, I feel like it flows better.
Does flow better because it's totally correct. Yeah, it's going to be Edwin. He tells you this like the first time you meet him. You can't really avoid it. You gotta learn to listen to people, guys, if you want to know these things. Who was Asher, leader of the pit, formerly associated with? The Enclave, Talon Company, Riley's Rangers, or the Brotherhood of Steel?
I'm very confident with this one.
He was originally associated with the Brotherhood of Steel.
He
You're
was
just-
a former paladin.
Is it the Enclave, the Talon
Brother-
Company? I think you know the answer.
Yeah, sorry. Let it out. Yeah, Road.
Yeah, it's the Brotherhood of Steel. Your best hint there is that he's wearing broken down T-45 power armor, and no other way would he have training for that. So there you go. Things are finally picking up. We actually have someone in the lead by 1 point. Great job, Zahn, but it's still anyone's game. And before the next section, this video is sponsored by no one. So, I don't know, join my Discord, I guess? Back to the show. All right, time for the Vault Gauntlet. These are all going to be about vaults. This is why they weren't showing up earlier, don't worry. They're all here. And let's go through a couple, all right? Start out with Vault 51. Made its inhabitants do what to decide the Overseer? Make them play poker games, a battle royale, an election, or a boxing match?
51?
Well, that I would say D.
I'm going to say 51 is the Battle Royale. I think that's the one from 76.
I remember a lot of advertisements for Fallout 76 doing Battle Royale, and I think that was tied to a vault. So I'm gonna say a Battle Royale.
I'm gonna say B, because if it's a battle royale, that's a great excuse for Todd Howard to put a battle royale in Fallout 76.
Boy, do I have
So
tremendous news for you. That is exactly what they did. It was indeed a battle royale. This was in Fallout 76, and they turned it into a game mode, which they then shut down, so the Lord kind of doesn't really mean anything anymore. But it's fine. It was kind of fun, though. Didn't last long. Who remained in the ruins of Vault 108? Was it the Puppet Man, Curie, Gary, or Hugo Stolz? Is that how you say it?
This could also be a trick question, because who could be plural, not singular?
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely not Puppet Man. I'm going to say it was Gary. Or the Garys, I suppose you say.
D. Gary.
I'm gonna do Gary, because I love saying Gary.
I'm gonna say, I think this is the Gary one. This is Gary. Final answer.
It was Gary, or Gary plural? Gary's? The Gary. Yeah, his experiment had nothing to do with cloning and all that. He just happened to do it anyway. Which group emerged from Vault 34 after disagreements over security? Is it the Great Khans, the Boomers, the Jackals, or the Chairmen?
So it's definitely the Boomers. Completely fair and within their right, as we all know.
Boomers.
Final answer, the Boomers. That is one of my favorite factions.
It's the Boomers. B.
Yeah, I feel like this was a little easy. It was the Boomers. They didn't like that the guns weren't always freely accessible. Which of these is not a control vault? 95, 8, 13, or 76? Control vault, of course, meaning that there was no experiment going on. It was just a normal ass vault to keep people alive.
Ooh, now you're hitting me with, this is a little harder for me.
Okay, 76 was a control vault. No idea about 95 and 8.
I believe 13 is also, I think that was retroactively made a control vault, because I want to say in Fallout 1, the idea of experiment vaults wasn't quite a thing yet, and it was something they kind of talk about in Fallout 2. 95, that number sounds familiar. I feel like I've seen it in one of the Bethesda ones because they like their high numbers. I'm gonna go with Vault 95. Gonna go with A.
Is it C? Wasn't their thing they were originally supposed to stay closed for 200 years, and then the chip failed?
Wait, Vault 13 was from the first game. I'm gonna say 95. A.
I can never remember. I think it was said after Fallout 1 that Vault 13... wait. Oh no, 95, right? Because isn't that the one where they had all the drug addicts?
It was Vault 95. That was the one with the drug stash where you take Kate to get fixed up. Control vaults work is that sometimes they just open at different times. Like Vault 76 opened like, I don't know, 20, 30 years after the war, and others will open like 200 later. It is what it is. As long as they're not, murdering their own people. That was a fun section, right? Vault lore is the best. Zahn is still ahead with the others trailing close behind. So on to the final section. All right, time for Master. If you're able to get all of these right, then you seriously know your Fallout lore, and you should be proud of yourself. I'm not being ironic, seriously. It's cool. All right, what did the Enclave plan to do with the modified FEV Curling 13? They want to wipe out all Wastelanders, except the pure Vault Dwellers, use FEV to turn everyone into super mutants, destroy all ghouls and super mutants, or purify humanity by wiping out all non-Enclave citizens.
I am familiar with the plot of Fallout 2, and I'm going to go with A, wipe out all the Wastelanders except the pure Vault Dwellers, because they're kidnapping Vault 13 citizens, and I believe they also kidnap people from Arroyo because they're descendants of Vault 13 citizens.
A sounds like the plot from Fallout 3, so I'm gonna go with A.
I think it's C specifically, because they didn't want to wipe out everyone who wasn't an Enclave citizen, so I think that'd be too many people.
B. It's the Enclave. They're a bunch of former U.S. race purists, of course.
Yeah, they wanted to purify humanity by wiping out all non-enclave citizens, which is kind of stupid considering they only have like, I don't know, a population of probably like 300, maybe 500 at best. Wow, they're playing really suck. What line of philosophy does Caesar cite to justify his actions? Empiricism, the hegemony of man, the Hegelian dialectics, or absolute idealism?
This is what I get for not going and talking to. Oh, what if it's fucking Machiavellian? Oh, dude, grad school is paying off.
I would say A.
It's Hegelian dialectics.
I think empiricism is the easy answer, but maybe the easy answer is the obvious answer. So I'm gonna go with A.
I believe it is Hegelian dialectics, because I think there's dialogue where Caesar talks about dialectics.
Hegelian dialectics. He brings it up once, and I'm pretty sure he severely misunderstands it, but I'm not a smart person, so I'm not going to pretend to know. And there's a little Hegel right there. What a horrific looking man. Sorry. You're very dead. It's okay, I'm sure. What company made the first civilian-grade laser pistol? Was it General Atomics, Watts Electronics, Repcon, or Big Mountain?
You can get that rare plasma pistol inside of the Repcon building. By the way, go watch Grok's video about that plasma gun.
Wow, thanks.
I'm gonna
You go
say Repcon C.
General Atomics, they focus on robots. Repcon, I think, also did robots. Big Mountain is just... I don't know if Big Mountain made anything for public consumption. I think they were just doing science for science. I'm gonna timidly give it a B.
That would be B. Watts.
So I need to go with Watts, because that's the one from the first game. I think that's kind of like the classic one.
It was Watts Electronics. You can find them headquartered in Boston. It was state-of-the-art technology around the time of the war. So these things were very, very high-tech until Bethesda put them everywhere. But we're not going to talk about that, okay? What is the otherworldly, tree-like creature in Appalachia referred to as? Is it the Dark One, the Interloper, the Mother, or the Gut Puker? God, that thing is awful looking, isn't it? I don't want it off my screen.
What the heck? This must be in a DLC, because when I played Fallout 76...
It was there at launch.
Was it?
I don't know. I'm looking at this thing and I'm just kind of thinking. I'm thinking B. It just kind of looks like it would interlope with people's plans. It's disguising itself as like a tree. And the Dark One just reminds me too much of Metro. So
The Dark One is a Metro reference. I'm gonna say Interloper.
So I am definitely gonna get this wrong, but I'm gonna go with Gut Puker, because I really like the name Gut Puker.
Thinking correctly, I haven't played much of 76. I think it's the Interloper, the weird kind of roots demon in the caves in that one place.
It is the Interloper, and we still don't really know anything about it. And a little fun fact is that it is called the Gut Puker in the game files, but they call it the Interloper in notes in games, so we're gonna go with that. We're almost at the end. Here's the final scores going to the last question. Let's see if Zahn can maintain the lead. All right, it's time. Final question. Get ready. This is going to be a big one. Here's 10 tribes all over Fallout's west coast. Which of these 5 ended up integrated with or conquered by the Legion? Each correct answer will net you a point. Good luck.
Definitely not the 80s Boot Riders. But then definitely the Blackfoot, Sundogs, the Tar Walkers. The Ciphers were, I think, in New Mexico, so that makes a lot of sense. I have no idea about the Kaibabs. The Umbra tribe, Redonians, and neither are the Kaibabs or the Hydebarks. This is a hard one.
So I know for certain Hydebarks, HB, because that's where Lanius came from. The Ciphers as well. Pretty sure the Sundogs were one as well. The 80s, they were just wiped out. So I'm thinking maybe Boot Riders. Shoot. I'm gonna say Tar Walkers. Yeah, Tar Walkers. That's my 5, yep.
First of all, Blackfoot are walkers. I'm gonna say Umbra tribe, because it reminds me of that Star Wars episode. What I do know about the ones that he conquered is that they're supposed to kind of have almost like, in their writing, almost have like Native American roots. I'm gonna say Redonians. Yeah.
Boot Riders, I'm gonna immediately knock us out, because I think they're one of the New Vegas tribes. I think they're what the chairmen originally are. The 80s. The 80s are a tribe. They are talked about in a manner that they are still around. So I'm knocking those two out. Hydebarks. Hydebarks sounds familiar to me. I want to say that's Lanius's tribe. The Blackfoots, I want to say that's one of those Van Buren holdovers. Sundogs. I'm actually not familiar with this tribe, but the Legion has dogs. And Sundog sounds like something that would be around Dogtown, which I think they mentioned is somewhere in Colorado. I am going to go with Tarwalkers and Kaibabs.
All right, let's look. Are you ready? The Tarwalkers. They worked with New Canaan. They are not part of the Legion. The Umbra tribe. This is the fan-made given name to Sulik's tribe in the restoration patch of Fallout 2. They are not part of the Legion. The Blackfoot is the very first Legion tribe. This is who Edward Sallow met before he became Caesar and formed the Legion with. The Sundogs were conquered by the Legion, just mentioned in name. The Kaibabs were conquered. The Boot Riders became the chairman. The Fredodians were conquered. The Ciphers were a tribe in NCR territory. They have nothing to do with the Legion. The 80s are the scourge of the frontier. We've heard about them from Ulysses. I'm sure they could probably beat the Legion if they wanted to, but they're just kind of doing their thing. And the Hydebarks. This is the tribe that Linnaeus came from in one of his origin stories. We don't really know his deal. And that's it. Zahn is our winner after a consistent lead. Congratulations. Enjoy your title of Lore Master in the Discord. And hey, let me know if you enjoyed this kind of thing. I know it's totally different than my usual short slop. There's a lot more I'd like to talk about in bigger videos. I'm sure I'll figure out how to make it all work somehow. One last thing. Thank you all so much for 15,000 subscribers. This whole experience has been so wild, and I feel really lucky to have people just listen to me yap about Fallout stuff. So, how do people end these things? Do I just, like,